everybody. Okay, so I'm coming to you to kind of explain not exactly where I've been, but what I've been doing. The reason why I haven't been making videos as consistently as I said before is because I just realized that I use up a lot of space on my computer downloading videos, and I have nowhere to put them, so I have to wait until like next month until I can buy an external hard drive and clear up some space on my computer. So I'll probably be doing YouTube direct uploads from now until I can get the external hard drive. Concerning the class that I just took last semester, or not last semester, last month, which is Fundamentals of Physical Science, I passed that class with an A. It's not really an easy class, but it's not a hard class either. Basically, what you do is, for the first week, I'm gonna go through the weeks. The first week, what we did was, basically, for those of you who like science, you'll love this class. But for those of you that don't, you'll be like, okay, I don't feel like doing this. What's going on? Like, why do I have to do this? I don't understand why I had to do it, and I still don't. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, for the first week, we had to take a test for our, I think they called it course notes, I think it's course notes. And basically what it is like, okay, you are given this PDF, and it has the scenario. So the first PDF was about the matrix and how it applies to science. So it'll say something like, let me pull it up for you so I won't get all confused and stuff like I'm doing right now. And one thing I must stress to you guys is that you create a system. If you're going to save your progress that you've done in school, I suggest that for those of you that are in or coming in, I suggest that you create a system. Later on, if I don't do a great explanation of my system, I'll show it to you, because I think that it's very, very good, and I wish I would have thought of it sooner, because I would have had much. I don't like this organization, and I think this way is better, especially when it comes to keeping track of all my assignments and what I learned, so that when I need to go back later on, I can do so and just be like, okay, this is what I did, and this is how we did it, and these are the videos for it, and yada yada, and yeah. So okay, so you go down to week 1. So for week 1, we have course notes, and the course notes, like I said, consisted of a PDF, and then you had to take a test, which is kind of a fill in the blank type of thing. And I can't show you what's in here because I can't do a screen share, and even if I could, I think that'd be cheating. Okay, here it is. Okay, so it wasn't matrix, it was something else. I don't know what this scenario was. Matrix was the next week. So it'll say something like, for the first line, it'll say, matter's resistance to a change in motion is called blank, and it is directly proportional to the magnitude of matter, mass in parentheses, of an object, okay? And so the words will be color-coded, okay? So it'll say, like I said, matters, and then it'll have, in purple, resistance to a change in motion, which means that it's basically the definition of the word that you're searching for. It's called blank, which is in purple, and it has the number 1. And so what you're looking for is the answer to that definition. What is the answer to that definition? That's the best way I can describe it. And so when you they give you, what is it called, a knowledge check. And you go and you figure out, where that definition in purple is, or whatever color it is. It could be purple, blue, white, red, or whatever. So, for instance, resistance to a change in motion is purple, but you have to find that definition. I'm doing this bad, but you have to find that definition in the course notes. So you have to find resistance to a change in motion in the course notes, and it'll give you the answer, and that will be the "it's called" part, which is the answer. And then when you find the answer, you have to go look at the choices that you're given on the test, and then you have to put it in, fill in the blank or fill in the circle, A, B, C, D, or whatever. So I hope I explained that right. That's something that you have every single week. It's like this particular class is something that's like every week you should look forward to doing this, because that's exactly what you're going to do every week. But it's going to be a different scenario. It's going to be the same type of outline, but it's going to be a different, like say it's a different movie every week. So this week was, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what type of, it may have been a cartoon or something, I don't know. But the next week, I think for us it was Matrix, and then the next week after that it was something on TV, a television show or something like that. But it's the same outline. Then you have what is called a diagram analysis, which is something that I didn't look forward to either. I think between the two, the test is the easiest part, but the diagram analysis is like, you might think the diagram analysis is the easiest part, but it's really, to me, it wasn't. They give you helpful videos to kind of help you to further understand what the course is going to be about, or the things for the week is going to be about, in case you get really confused. And they really have go-to sessions, which is really good. Go-to meeting sessions where your instructor sits there for like 4 hours and waits for somebody to come into the chat room and talk to them. I think I was about the only person that would come in there and be like, okay, what is this? Just trying to get answers out of my instructors. And they'd be like, okay, well, this is this and this is that. They wouldn't totally give me all the answers, well, any answers, but they would help me along and try to better, so I can better understand what the meaning of, you know, what the coursework was about and how I could get a good grade on it. So back to the diagram analysis. So basically the diagram analysis is basically you taking a picture that has to do with what you learned for the knowledge check or the course notes. And let's see, how can I explain this? And you basically using that picture and 3 terms for what you learned for that week, 3 terms out of the knowledge check, and you're going to apply those terms to the picture that you chose and how it uses science in its depiction. So for my first week, I chose Hercules, and he had like an arrow and he was going like this. And basically you have to describe what Hercules is doing with the arrow and the bow and all of that. And it has to be science related. I hope I'm explaining this right. It don't sound right, but I hope I am. So basically what I did was I said something like the mass, or I don't know, I can't even explain it, but it was like really, it had to be really in depth. And thank God that my teacher was very lenient, because if I had had another instructor, I would have got an F, because I didn't know what I was doing. I felt really retarded. But all I can say is that this class is difficult, and it's kind of easy as far as what you have to do, but it's difficult because you have to really try to understand the terms. You have to really understand, you know, what mass is and what an atom is and all this other stuff, and because you have to understand that you're dealing with some science gurus. Like, these people these are science teachers, so they know what science is. So you have to come in just knowing, like, okay, you have to just understand. You don't have to be a guru, but you just have to understand and, you know, make it look like you understand, because if you don't, you're going to get a bad grade, seriously. Okay, and basically you have to do the knowledge check and the diagram analysis every week for 4 weeks straight. But on the 4th week, you have to, what did we do on the 4th week? On the 4th week, we did something called a forum participation, where we had a book, and I don't even know what the book is. I showed you the book in the last video. I don't even remember what the name of the book is, but I showed you a book. In that book, we had to take something out of that book, and then we had to give another scenario of how it applied to science again. So it's basically what you've been learning for the first 3 weeks. You basically going to apply the same thing. So basically what I did for this week, which I hope I can explain right, is that, okay, I chose chapter 16, and in chapter 16, it talked about how Trinity from the Matrix, she basically did this move on this police cop that was in the program. Trinity's not in the program, but the cop was simulated in the program and whatever. And so she did this kick, and it caused him to basically fly all the way across the room and hit a wall, right? But in reality, what he should have did was basically, it shouldn't have threw him across the room. The kick shouldn't have thrown him across the room. The kick should have just made him go a certain distance, a short distance, and he should have dropped to the ground. So that was defying science, I guess you want to call it. That was a myth, I guess you want to call it. I really don't know the term for it because my mind is stumped right now. But so basically, you have to take that and make choose another thing to where it's similar and explain how it relates to that chapter. So basically, what I chose is a scene from Mortal Kombat where Liu Kang is fighting Reptile, and basically what happens is Liu Kang did a little kick thing, the kick thing where he puts his feet and goes, ah! And basically he makes Reptile fly into this wall. No, reverse that. He makes Reptile kicks Liu Kang and makes him fly into a wall. That's it. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. And basically he instead flew into the wall and he hit the ground and then he got back up. But in reality, if someone were to kick you that hard and you'd fly into a wall, you'd have a heart attack, you'd be passed out, you'd be hurt. You wouldn't even want to get up from that. You'd probably be dead probably from that. And so that is basically all that was. You had to, basically say, this is what happened in the movie, but in actuality, if that were to happen in real life, this is what happened. This is what would happen, or this is what I think would happen, or something like that, to prove that whatever happened in the movie is probably could not happen in real life. That's why they say don't try this at home. But yeah. And now we are in Fundamentals of Web Design again, and I say again because in the last video I stated that I was taking 2 classes at once. Well, I decided to not take 2 classes at once. That's something that you can do, but I will say that you cannot combine classes. The classes that you are given are as is. You can decide to take them one at a time, but you cannot just say, well, I want to combine this class and that class and this class and that class. You cannot do that. That's something that I must state that you cannot do. I just learned that. I was going to do it, but they were like, no, you can't do it, because once it's set, it's already set. And the only thing you can do to help you better along in the process is to just, uncombine the classes that are combined to help you, okay? So that's what I did in this particular class. I had to do fundamentals of physical science and fundamentals of web design, and I couldn't keep up with the pressure of it. So during the first week, I just was like, you know what, I can't do this, and I decided to take them one at a time. And so, yeah, that's what I did. So this week we had to do a discussion which dealt with, I'm not really sure, architecture. And you had to then you had to do a blog assignment, which was to basically, they're teaching you how to create a blog. Okay, they're teaching you how to, if you don't know how to, there are 2 classes that teach you how to set up a WordPress blog, and I think it's communications of business or something or other. But I hadn't taken that class yet. I have yet to take that class, but I'm taking this class, this fundamentals of web design class, and I basically have my classes backwards. I should have taken the one class first and then taken web design, but I guess they got my schedule mixed up, so I'm taking one class before I take the other. So this video is getting kind of lengthy. Yeah, blog assignment, which we had to make a Twitter feed and put it on our blog. And then you had to take a test, which I totally bombed at. I got like a 0, basically. I got an F. And that's sad to say because I really didn't try. I did it at the last minute and I shouldn't have. And then, to make matters worse, you had to do a, what is it called? This video is going to be like 20 minutes, and I hope people watch it. I really do. So we had to do, like I said, the blog assignment, which was the Twitter feed. You had to you had to make a WordPress.com or WordPress.org site, basically. Set it up with WordPress. I have a WordPress.org, and you had to put a Twitter feed on it, which I did. Then we had a discussion talking about the evolution of web design, and you had to go and check out. She gives you a list of sites to check out, and you pick one of those sites, and you basically go to, I guess, the time machine, and you look at how the site has changed from when it first started up until now, and you basically document your findings and things like that, and somebody comes in, replies on it and things of that nature. Then we had a lesson, which is what I was talking about, the informational architecture. And basically, there's this report that you have to do if you're a web designer, which I wanted to be one, but if this is what it takes, I'm not sure if I want to be it. But basically, you're given a report. So there's this scenario where I guess you're a consultant, and the person wants to redesign their website, and they come to you and you do an interview, and from that interview you write down basically what the customer wants, what you think about their website and things like that. The report that we had to do was 10 pages long. I was like, oh my god, I had to go in, I had to write all this stuff, and oh my goodness, it was basically it's pre-written for you. They give you an example and they tell you, this is how it's supposed to go, and then they give you a template. And they say, well, you fill in the blanks of, what your particular site is. So she also gives you a list of sites that you can use and things of that nature. I chose 1-800 Charity Cars, and basically it's a car donation site, which is very, very ugly. I don't like it. It's very, very ugly. And I had to document how they can improve on things like that. I had to do a SWOT analysis. Those of you who know what a SWOT analysis is. So this stuff is like really no joke. And if you really want to get into this, like seriously, you really need to pay attention and know what you're getting yourself into. You marketing students, you want to be marketing students, like you really need to understand what it takes to be a marketing person. Like it's no joke. Like I came in like, oh my goodness, I can do this. I've done it before. But half the stuff that we learned, I haven't even learned about yet. This is crazy. And now this week we're putting basically again the same things you're doing for the first week you're doing for the following weeks, for the following 4 weeks, only it's different things. So this week for our blog assignment is a RSS feed. We have to put an RSS feed on our blog. Like I said, they're teaching you how to build a blog if you don't know how to build one. So I guess the next thing we'll be putting content on it. Well, I guess a blog, yeah, in my opinion, yeah. And then for our discussion, we have to talk about content management systems, and basically what that is, well, I won't get into that because that's another story in itself. And then we have to watch the Linda videos. Those of you who, I love Linda. Linda is my best friend because Linda has all the videos about everything. Without Linda, I don't know where I would be. I'm serious. I wanted to learn about HTML. All I gotta do is go to Linda. It's crazy. We have go-to training sessions today, actually, at 9 o'clock, and I'm super stoked for that. I'll probably be the only one in there because the last time I took this class, I was the only person in there, and that sucks to know that I'm the only person that's in there. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't care. They probably have a life, but, I'm usually the only person in there. And then we have a project due for this week, and it's a HTML and a CSS document project, and I really won't go into that because that's kind of like cheating. So I don't know what the third week will require, but like I said, each week you're going to have to do a blog assignment, a discussion, a lesson, a project, and then you have an overview for that week. And so before I get out of here, I'll talk a little bit about the system that I created for me. Like I was saying, I keep saying excuse the ums, but you guys that are into marketing or into music or whatever degree program you're in, I encourage you guys seriously to come up with a system so that you can look back on your work and say, this is what I did, like a portfolio, and to say this is what I learned, just in case you get, stumped or worried about not, missing out on something that you learned. You can, create a system for you inside of your computer that will help you better. So when I say system, what I did was basically I made a folder called Full Sail, and I created folders inside of those folders, and those consisted of the particular classes that I was taking. And inside that particular class folder, I put, what did I put? My instructor, who was that instructor for that week. Let me see, we got the classes, let me see, classes. So say if we're doing fundamentals of science, I do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I do references, because all classes have references. I have a folder for overall grade, so whatever grade I got at the end, I'll put that in there. I have a grade for other, I have a folder for other, so if there's anything that's not named, I'll put that in other. And I have a folder for go-to meetings. For every go-to meeting that we have for that particular class, I'll put that in there. Like I said, I have a folder for my classmates. So, and in that folder, there is a folder for individual classmates. So I'll take those things and I'll do a screenshot of every person that's in my class, because each one of them has a profile. And it sounds like I'm a stalker, but I'm not. So I have a folder for individual classmates, just in case I want to keep up with them and just talk to them, because all of them are in different programs and things like that, and we can network with each other. So I'll take that and I'll put that in the individual folder, and I'll have a folder for the class as a whole, so every person, their name as a whole. Let me see. Like I said, I have one for announcements. Everything that has a label in it, I create a folder for. I have, for week 1, I give a folder for every homework assignment. For week 2, I do the same exact thing all the way through week 4. If there's something like a welcome, I'll put that in the folder. I have a picture of my instructor. I have a picture of all the announcements on the announcements tab that tells you about, how to contact your instructor, what hours they have, the iChat hours, just anything I need to know about my instructor. So later on, if I need some help, or if I want to iChat them, I can go and do that, because I know that they're probably still going to be there by the time I get 6 months along, or even graduate. They're probably still going to be there, so I can go to them and ask them, hey, how do you do this, or can you help with that? So I encourage you guys to just go forth and just do things like that, just so that you can have that as a backup, and you can relearn from the things that you've already learned, so that you may find something different. They give you helpful, things to help you along, as far as like links and stuff like that, so you can go and read about different articles that are pertaining to your specific degree program. So I've talked for 23 minutes and 6 seconds, so I'm going to go now, and I hope you guys have learned something from this. I'll be calling you guys in every week via YouTube upload. And if you have any questions, comment, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions, as I said before, check the description box to find ways to contact me, or just leave me a comment, or send me a message in the message thingy-majigger-mabobber up there. And for those of you who are coming in, welcome. For those of you who are going or are thinking about it, it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you that now. I thought it was going to be easy, but it's not. And I think that the more you get into it, the more you're going to understand that you need to pay attention, and you need to really, really learn, because school is not a joke. Just having a degree is not a joke. You need to have the information and the skills and things of that nature before you get out and get those internships and all of that, so that you can know what you're doing. And I think that it took me until now to really, really understand that fact. So I'm really, really beginning to get into it, and I'm beginning to go to the webinars and the meetups and things like that, so that I can learn more and network with all my friends and all the people who go to school and things of that nature, so that if I need them, I have them. If I need to chat with them, or if I need a favor from them, then hey, I got it, because we're cool like that. So you guys be blessed. Take care. I'm praying for you. I love you like Christ of the church, no more, no less. All that other good stuff. And toodles. I'm crazy.